Well, as we speak, the members of Moreland City Council in Melbourne's inner north are meeting to discuss an important issue that goes to the heart of local government. What could it be? Perhaps it's the collection of bins or the removal of graffiti or fixing the potholes after the rain. No, it's something far more important.
Moreland Council will have a new name following heated debate over the current moniker and its connection to slave labour.
The term Moreland derives from the name of a Jamaican sugar plantation that traded slaves in the 1800s, an early settler naming the Brunswick and Coburg district in its honour.
We really couldn't just sit on this for too long. We needed to act fairly quickly.
That was Moreland Mayor Mark Riley, who, strike me down, is a member of the Greens. Who would have thought that? As you heard him say, it was vital the council act quickly. So quickly that it didn't bother asking the ratepayers, you know, the ones who fund this circus, whether they actually agreed with changing the name in the first place. No, it went through a consultation process and presented ratepayers with a short list of 3 names nominated by the Aboriginal Heritage Council. The new name is Merri-bek, which translates to rocky country in the Woi-Waring language. But it might as well have been someone else is funding my vanity project, and boy, is it going to add up.
A name change like this costs a lot of money, and the local council has allocated $500,000 in ratepayers' funds to change local signage and names across the LGA.
Locals say it's cash that will be better spent elsewhere.
Maybe they should shop around and get a better price. It seems to me a phenomenal amount of money.
Astronomical. Infrastructure, roads, healthcare, but they spend the money on the wrong things.
But it gets better. The $500,000 set aside for this transition is a 2-year interim measure. As the council itself concedes, quote, council assets such as street and park signs, smaller facilities signage, whatever that is, staff uniforms and vehicles will be addressed incrementally within existing budget allocations and asset renewal programs over a, get this, 10-year time frame.
The revamp comes with a hefty price tag. Some claim up to $9 million.
58 square kilometres of land. That's a lot of streets, a lot of roads. You think about all the sporting clubs. It'll create a lot of confusion.
$9 million. Think about that when you receive your next rates notice, particularly all you hard-working Australians struggling with mortgage repayments, power bills and rising petrol prices.
Let's teach these councillors some remedial history. Dr. Farquhar McRae was an assistant surgeon, not a slave owner. In the 19th century, he bought 600 acres in what is now Moreland, and he named it after his grandfather's plantation in Jamaica. It wasn't a slave plantation at the time he named it.
And technically, slavery had ended by the law books at that stage, but I think it was still going on in that particular estate, wasn't it, when that land was named here?
No, slavery in Britain's empire in Jamaica and the Caribbean anyway ends in 1833, 34, although there was a period of transition. So by the time that Farquhar McRae decided to call this estate Moreland, slavery was illegal in Jamaica, and the people who'd been enslaved on that plantation would have been freed.
Ah, yes, those evil Brits ending slavery, and this is where it becomes truly farcical and a tad creepy. Now, Moreland Council claims it received 6,135 submissions about the choice of names. But as the council itself notes, quote, children were consulted about the options for names at 5 early years centres across Moreland. A total of 164 children were consulted. I'm sorry, but hang on. We're talking about preschool-age kids here.
First, the left, they love using the kids, don't they? The only slaves, so let's be clear, the only slaves in Moreland are the slaves to council rates forced to fund this imbecility. Rather than concentrate on sanitation, this council is obsessed with cultural cleansing. And Mayor Mark Riley, you really must think the residents of Moreland are morons if you expect them to believe this.
We really value our resources and we want to spend them wisely, and so we'll manage that as best we can.